Okay, here is my car with the tag that's been on it for about 2 years as I travel about, which I have an absolute right to do. As I understand it, the Supreme Court has found, going back 100 or so years. Well, good morning. Here I am, traveling once again, and I did a little addition yesterday, and I forgot to get this wonderful view of Signal Mountain, so trying to make up for that today as I leave or turn left from one of the public streets, highways in Tennessee to enter onto another public highway in Tennessee, which, by the way, is owned, maintained, built for the benefit by the people, for the benefit of the people in their free travel for non-commercial purposes. But anyway, I also realized that in the clip from yesterday, I didn't specifically address Officer Mike and his YouTube videos, vlog, where, you know, he has one that where he states and finds in his authority as a police officer, I guess, in some city in Michigan. Not a lot of information on that, but, you know, beyond that Officer Mike is a police officer in some city in Michigan, I don't really know any more than that as far as what his particular claim to any particular authority is. But anyway, in the one edition video that I'm talking about, he of course addresses this idea that those citizens of this country that are known as or called or claim to be sovereigns, he posits the idea that, you know, these are just lunatics, and the concepts that they're operating under are just what is it, delusions, non-existent mythology, and things along that line. So, you know, I take exception to these sorts of ideas because, you know, once again, I have a right to travel, and I am asserting it once again in the 4th year, as you can see at this time right now. You know, as always, every one of my videos, I am traveling in a car that I own, my property, unregistered to the state or any state, and here I go. So, with that, you know, I'd like to take up his concept that these ideas of sovereignty are just a mythical concept. And I'd like to point out to Officer Mike that it was the people, and in particular these people claiming to be sovereign, that wrote the Declaration of Independence. It was on their authority that they were claiming with that declaration. And of course, subsequently to the declaration, there was a war that was called the War for Independence, the Revolutionary War, and several other, maybe, other terms for names. And that 7 years of armed conflict resulted in what was called the Treaty of Paris and the Treaty of Peace of 1783, where King George III surrendered and yielded his sovereignty to the people and or citizens of the 13 states that were formerly his colonies. And the people in those colonies, when they were colonies, were his subjects. Lawfully, but he surrendered and yielded to those people, recognizing that they are citizens of their respective states, which he also recognized in yielding his sovereignty. So, all other things after that, the Articles of Confederation, then the Constitution, and the constitutions of those states are authorized by the people. And those people were and remain sovereign. So, and that's backed up by several Supreme Court decisions or rulings on various things. The people have been recognized as sovereign in this country over and over and over. And also with regard to traffic statutes, state traffic statutes, which, is, I guess, the best case for those purposes is Thompson versus Smith, 154 SE 579. For the world to see. Anybody can look it up. Look it up. Read it. Think about it. Discuss it. I mean, I'd love to see a discussion of this on Officer Mike's YouTube channel. How about it, Officer Mike? What do you think? Why don't you do a little clip on Thompson v. Smith, 154 SE 579, 11 American jurisprudence, and hey, let's go ahead. Let's rock. I guess the saying is, let's do this. I think it'd be a wonderful thing for a police officer to put up on his YouTube channel. And so there you go. And with that, I'll sign off for the day. As you can see, I'm in a bit of traffic now, and I really need to pay strict attention because I always travel safely.